And good morning, nerds. Thank you so much for turning into another episode of Tethered by the Table. I am feeling a little sick today, but I'm hoping that won't stop me from dungeon delving. And Megan, introduce yourself.
I'm Megan, and I think Nathan is going to be the drunkest tonight.
It's a good one.
You a little bit.
If the coffee hasn't hit yet and you fall back asleep or you just can't stand to look at us, don't worry. A recording of this session, along with an audio-only version, will be posted on our YouTube channel this upcoming Friday. And you can find our channel by searching Tethered by the Table on YouTube or following the link in our bio. If short-form content is more your style, search Tethered by the Table on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for periodic snippets of our shenanigans. Now, Megan, where are we? What are we doing?
All right. Well, we are um in the Stormwatch cave. We had battled this giant spider, and if anybody can accidentally kill a monster, that is what we did last week.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I remember that.
yeah. So monster was killed. Gatriar got his first little taste of battle. We are currently covered in muck. And just as we
Mucking
were
goop.
about to, yep, just as we were about to continue our journey, this spider woman, the correct term is drider that you used.
Well, we don't know
She,
if it's Drider yet. Stop
oh,
metagaming.
sorry. This spider-looking woman, I think a spider with the face of a woman, she appeared and was like, I think she said, goop will keep you from attracting spiders, but they
Mhm.
won't stop you from attracting such and such. I can't remember what she said. And
Something
that's
along
where
the
we
lines
ended.
of like the goop will only get you so far type business.
Yes. Oh, and we also found out that Toll is not stuck
He's
in
not
his
bound
pseudo
to his
dragon
pseudo
form
dragon
anymore.
form.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He is just due to Trident's power being siphoning by Cab. He
Mhm.
has now the ability and capability to turn into other creatures. So that's been fun. We're gonna do a little bit of Ben 10 stuff.
Excellent. Excellent. And I'd say that's a pretty good sum up so far. And in that case, then we'll jump straight into it here. So if we head over to the virtual tabletop real quick, you'll find Gatriar, Marlow, and Toll just kind of chilling here. But out of the shadows of this little cave here are, let's see, I'll reveal it just a little bit. This little
It is a
cave here.
drider.
Yeah, what? Who would have known? Um, this woman with the now I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, can in actual Dungeons and Dragons can Driders only be male? Can they be female too?
Oh,
I don't remember. For some reason, I think I thought that Driders can only be male, but I'm not completely sure if that even means anything. But in this situation, this token doesn't necessarily reflect how they look. But out of the darkness, kind of walks this woman with spider legs and kind of a body attached, like what a traditional Drider would kind of look like, with the body of a giant spider, and then the kind of torso of a human woman. She kind of steps out and she says, spider guts will only get you so far, but if you're looking for a little bit extra protection, I'm sure we could cut a deal.
how can I know I can trust you?
And she goes, well, you just killed a spider. How am I supposed to know that you won't just kill me instead? I think there's a mutual sort of trust between the two of us. You won't hurt me, I won't hurt you.
Mm. And what do you get out of helping us?
And she sits there and kind of thinks to herself, well, consider it loneliness. Consider a talk amongst friends. That's what I'd get out of the conversation.
And turn to Gatriar. Oh, what do you make of this, Gatriar?
And he kind of looks and goes, I've never trusted someone with 8 legs. Never trusted anything with the body the body of a woman either.
That's a good one. All right. I guess there's a first time for everything. Okay, I'll put you up on this offer.
And this person kind of walks forward and goes, I am a devotee of Cypric, the spinner of souls. Do you wish to know your destiny?
Do I know Cypric? Like, have I heard of
Do
Maverick
a
Policy?
do a religion check.
Okay, come on, baby, come on. Again, My
Oh no.
proficiency, my bonuses are peak.
Yeah.
It's my rolls. That is 11.
11. You have not heard of you've heard of Cypric before, of kind of like a fates dealer kind of entity. You're unsure exactly how she fits into the grand scheme of things. It's kind of old religion, kind of the the older people on the islands, or it's something kind of on Alutoa Nu, a different island that you're familiar with, would have like revered or kind of honored and worshipped Cypric, the spinner of souls. You know that she is has something to do with kind of fate and something about webs and kind of something like destiny and like that. But you're unsure exactly how she fits into the puzzle.
Okay. What would what would an old I'm telling this to the driver.
Mhm.
Um, what would an old god have interest in my soul?
And she kind of sits there. Well, it frankly, advice is hard to come across. Good advice is hard to come across these days, and um, providing you with information might aid my god in their search.
You know, I've always been a skeptic. I don't think I really believe in fate. But I guess I'll hear you out and see what you have to say.
And she nods and kind of with her little spider leg gets a little closer and everything, kind of taking up a majority of the cave hole inside this area. Um, she goes, I felt I felt your essence. I felt your footsteps the moment you stepped off that ship. I know who you are, and I have
Mm.
something for you. Advice. You trust someone when they are actively plotting against you. A friend of yours has warned you of them, yet you haven't noticed the knife behind their back. A shame that someone as pretty and youthful as you are so easily duped.
No way. So you're telling me that I'm essentially on the wrong side of things?
And she kind of shrugs and kind of has like a playful smile, and she goes, I can just tell you that. Looks like someone you in your close circle seems not to have your best interest in mind.
Well, my close circle. If you're talking about that one girl from the library, I already know about her.
And she kind of like clicks her tongue a little bit. She's like, frankly, it could be anyone. I just know what to do.
All right. Well, what do you want in exchange for this little tip? Nothing really comes for free from what I've learned.
And she nods. She goes, clever, clever. My god is looking for a woman. There is someone that has escaped her grasp, who seems to be an outlier to destiny, someone who, frankly, cannot be controlled.
Mm.
All we're asking is to plant a little seed. If you are to find this woman or come across her or see her, it simply would just send a little message back on the spider web back to my old god.
How would I know if I found her?
You wouldn't, but we would.
Oh, okay. How do I go about flinging the spider web, so to speak, that you told you said?
And she kind of reaches behind her torso, and when she kind of brings her hand back around, a little tiny spider, kind of like almost like a baby spider, is like kind of like jumping between her fingertips, and she kind of like gestures towards you and like just carry him, and he'll let us know.
And you'll just know.
And wait, so have you taken the spider in your hand?
Yeah, I'm like holding my
Yeah.
hand out.
It
Like,
begins to crawl up your hand, up your arm and everything, and kind of continues to crawl all the way up into almost like kind of the where like the back of your head, kind of into your hair, and
okay.
instantly kind of just like disappears into onto your body. And she nods, she goes, he will know, and he'll let us know.
Mm.
You just have to continue about your day, and our little surveillance camera will capture everything.
Okay. He doesn't have any other party tricks up his sleeve, does he?
No, that'd be unfair.
Can't spin fate too hard one way, huh?
And she kind of
Mm.
laughs and she goes, well, I hope you just consider my advice, and I hope you go about your way safely.
Well, while we're at it, I guess since you know, since your god knows, you gave me the spider, so we survived this battle we're about to go and this necromancer we're about to face. You wouldn't have given me the spider if I were to die. You know I'm gonna live.
And she kind of like does another playful smile. She goes, "It would seem as though we would be acting in that sort of way, but and frankly, any information is good information, no matter how short the string."
All right, well, while you're here, you want to tell me which way I should go?
And she begins to kind of rub her temples and she goes, "There's a group of goblins over the next room that seem to be making quite the ruckus. Can't stop pounding on the walls. I'd say talk to them."
Okay.
And she kind of turns around and she begins to disappear further into the cave here. Once I move, disappears further into. Oh, my computer just completely lagged. There we go. Disappears into the cave. Boom.
That was insane. That was my favorite encounter, I'll tell you that. My
What?
favorite encounter
What are you
of
talking
the
about?
whole campaign.
You're just saying that. You're just saying that. You don't even know what
No,
you're talking about.
I know, not to take away from the immersion, but I really liked that little lore. That was really cool. All right, I'm gonna turn to Gatria. You don't have a dagger hiding behind your back, do you?
And and you see he's like pale, and he's like absolutely like, completely pale and everything, like looking. Charlie goes, "No, not at all, not at all. No, that wasn't me about me."
All right. Well, I'm gonna take Toll out. Like, Toll, you're hanging out with Gatria, and then have Ga- I'm gonna
This is what I wanted you to
Gatria
trust
too.
nobody. Katria kind of is holding this pseudo dragon. He goes, do I just like can it live in a pocket?"
Yeah, just yeah, he can. It might be you might miss a couple rings and stuff, but he's okay with in your pocket.
And
You'll
you see
find
like,
that
"Oh,
dagger
absolutely
could
not.
be
I will
hiding.
not be losing any more jewelry to this fiend." And he like, and he pulls out, he opens his bag of holding, pulls out another like little like satchel and everything that's completely empty, throws them in, and kind of like like ties them onto his belt. It's like, no, he's going in an empty pocket. And immediately you see Toll kind of like a little like cinder ash kind of open a little hole, and he sticks his head out. And so he's like just like chilling in this little bag.
Okay. Oh, me and Toll, we're connected. He'll let me know if you do anything sneaky, Gatria. But I just, I don't know if you're sly enough to do that. All right, so they went one way. So I'm assuming, all right, well, I guess we keep going. So we're gonna keep going.
Pierre kind of sits there and goes, "We just are gonna walk away from the Drider. We're just gonna let that happen. Well, you know what? I don't want to be in this room anywhere closer to that. I guess the distance I put between me and her, the better." And he begins to follow as well. So I'm going to open up this next room real quick. Oh, with boom,
Oh,
boom.
right now, placements in the healing.
There you go. Boom. Next room has been opened up. So as you begin to walk down this portion of the hallway, you begin to hear kind of some banter and some kind of yelling back and forth between people.
Ability.
Um, and once you kind of get into the mouth of this cave, you see four different goblins who have completely separated uh, their their beds on all four corners of the room, and they're kind of bickering back and forth like, "No, you don't even know what's going on in here, like you don't understand what's at stake." And the other one's like, "No, but they're gonna come in here and they're gonna get us no matter what, so we might as well just bring the fight to them." And like kind of just back and forth about some sort of issue and sort of like imminent peril that they're all fighting against. And when you kind of step forward, all four of them kind of immediately jump out of their little like bed rolls, pull out knives, and like, "Hey, what goes there?"
Hi guys, it's Marlow. Oh no. Um, hi, I'm just passing through. We're looking for a necromancer. don't know if you've maybe seen him before.
And Durger here, but you don't know his name. But this one, this closest one here, it kind of sits and goes, "No, we haven't seen any sort of necromancer, but this is kind of the deepest we've been in the cave. You say there's a necromancer around here?" And one of the other ones like, "What's a necromancer? Is that kind of some kind of like some kind of strain of gold?" And they kind of start bickering back and forth and everything. But Durger shushes them and goes, "No, we haven't seen anything like that. But what other you were just trying to find a necromancer?"
Yeah, he's trying to slaughter my so-called friends, in a town of innocent people. So we're hoping to, put an end to that. Um, what are you guys doing?
And like one of the goblins in the back is like, "None of your business." And Durgar's like, "Hey, shush. We are just a humble mining guild trying to make a name for ourselves in this brand new cave. Um, but
This doesn't seem like
if you're in the business for conflict resolution, you might want to talk to those other guys down the hallway. And I mean, maybe you could, if you're looking for necromancer bait, I know of a group."
necromancer bait, as
And
in
he kind
like dead bodies.
of, he goes, "No, more like do something for the necromancers to eat. Do necromancers? I guess I really don't know about the necromancers either,
Oh,
but if you're looking for them to eat something, we got a rival group of guild members down the hallway that are trying to take our stuff."
oh, okay. Could you point me that way?
And he begins to point down this hallway, um, over here. He goes, "If you go that way, you'll find that other group."
All right, all right. Well, thanks. I'll go check out what they're doing.
And they all get like really defensive, like once you kind of walk in there, and you see them kind of like almost seem to kind of cover this little hole right here. Um, and they kind of are like ushering you to go out the way that they've told you.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I'm going to open up this neck. Whoa! I didn't mean to just grab you. I meant to grab the entire map. And
I get
erase.
thrown.
You're thrown out of the cave. Oh, we're gonna go on
That
this
would be
page.
some very big, um, what do they call it? Um, steamrolling.
Big old railroading, yeah. Are you talking
Yeah,
about me?
railroading. Yeah.
Yeah. And we are gonna go like this. I'm actually gonna move this guy.
I'm heading over. Can I, like, do they seem truthful when they're talking about, like, this
Do
other
a
guild?
perception check. Do a perception check.
Okay. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. I got a real good bonus. Come on. It's an 11.
11. Man, you just love those
Wait,
11s.
wait. How is it an 11? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's an 11.
11.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, they seem relatively truthful. They seem like an open book, but it's obviously that they're hiding something because especially with just kind of how shifty they are as you're walking through their little camp.
Can I pick up, are there stone? I'm assuming there's stones about.
Yeah, you're in a cave. There's stones all over the
All
place.
right. Can I like pick up one and I'm going to cast magic stone
Hmm.
to
So,
the stone.
so now it's like kind of glowing in your hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to chuck it
Oh no,
where
where are you checking it? Oh
what
shit.
they're blocking.
Okay. Um,
I'm not trying to hit anybody.
I'm just trying to kind of like go
Um,
straight through them.
yeah.
Roll an attack roll. But
Okay.
only for the sole purpose of if you roll low enough, there are two targets right next to you're trying to thread the needle here. If you roll
Yeah.
low enough, you might hit one of these dudes.
An 18.
18, hell yeah. Yeah, you let that rock fly from your hand. It zips straight between Ragtag and Scrap Heap, and you see them kind of both dodge out of the way, like way too slowly. Like the rock like flies by them, and like 2 seconds pass, they're like, oh, yee! And then they like jump out of the way with like terrible reaction time. Um, and then you kind of hear it bounce around like kind of a large cavern, lots of echoing and everything. And then you hear kind of out of the silence as the echoing kind of dies, you start to hear big footprints, like big like kind of thumping and everything. And you see this guy come bolting out of there. Oh my goodness! Oh my! There's something falling in this cave. There is something falling. The cave is gonna collapse. The cave is gonna collapse. And he's like running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and he like dives underneath this bed and kind of like covers himself with like the hay and everything underneath. And Druger kind of looks over and goes, "Bugbear, the cave is not collapsing. We just have this person throwing rocks around. What was that for?"
Well, it seems like you guys were hiding something. I just wanted to know what was up. So, what's
And
up?
and liability, the one right next to you. So the only thing we're hiding is our massive gold vein that we just found. And the rest of them like, no, shush, no, don't say stuff like that. And Life was like, what? What did I say? And Druger's like, look, we're trying to just keep things a little on the hush hush. These cave walls echo, and we don't need the guild knowing that we're sitting on essentially a gold mine.
Well, I have no use in gold right now, so
And
I'll
one of the goblins kind of laughs. Who doesn't have use for gold?
maybe someone who
And at this point, Gatriar has stepped forward. He goes, "Oh, a gold mine, huh?"
I know.
He begins to like,
Pull in there.
how much would you estimate is in this cave? And Druger's like, no, none of it's going to you, elf. What the heck is going on? Like, you better be walking with your little friend there. This gold is ours.
I'm like, come on, Gatriar,
Yeah.
let's leave the money with the poor people. And then
Oh, dang. You begin to you begin to walk down. Hold on one second. As I move my camera. So you begin to walk
right.
down into this
So
larger cave.
you're in control of Gatriar and Toll now.
Yeah, yeah, I'm working on it.
So
Here
I'm
we go. Shoom.
I'm done
No,
moving
well,
Toll as well.
there. You guys are walking all the way down here, and in this large open area, you the reason why you can see Quark is because he's not hiding that well. He's just hiding. He's kind of
Oh,
you just
okay.
see
I was
some
like, what
dude
the
kind of
heck?
hanging out like behind a rock, and he kind of sits there and he goes. And once you kind of walk like into the room, he kind of jumps and goes, "Ah, wait a second, you're not goblins. Who the hell are you?"
Of course it's Cork. That's
Hey,
hiding backward.
not fair.
Uh, oh yeah, I'm just a girl looking for a necromancer, and you don't really look like one to me.
And you see him kind of like nonchalant, like, well, looks can be deceiving. And he puts his hand on the rock, and then like his hand slips on some of the dust, and he like kind of falls on the rock and gets back up. And goes, but you're trespassing into Bloody Knuckle Guild territory, and we're not gonna just let that slide.
Oh well, it looks like it's just you.
No, there's more members of the Bloody Knuckle Guild that just are back at camp. And you know what? Hands behind your back. Drop all your weapons. And he's like kind of like nervously like shifting for his like blade, and he kind of like pulls it out, and it's like, drop your weapons and hands behind your back.
I want to um let's see. Do I even have a weapon in my hand? I think
Maybe.
my scimitar is going to be on my back.
Yeah.
Um, I'll put my hands behind my back and
Okay.
I'll do what he says. I'm like,
And
Gatriar.
Gatriar is like, no way am I creasing this outfit. I'm not putting my hands behind my back. And then Cork's like, you have to, you have to. And
Gatriar,
uh,
you're literally covered in goop. Just do it.
and Gatriar's like, he puts his hands behind his back too. And Cork looks, and he goes, oh, I don't have my rope. Uh,
Oh,
Keep
well,
them there, but don't move your hands and walk. But I don't want to see you
well,
moving your hands. Pretend you're tied up.
I have 100 feet of silk rope in my backpack. If you want to go ahead and grab that and tie us up.
And he kind of sits there and goes, oh, okay. You just gonna let me grab it?
Yeah, why not?
You see him kind of like walk up a little closer, open up your backpack and like kind of rummage around, grabs the 100 feet. He goes, look, I don't think I know how to tie any knots either. Can we just just no funny business. And you throw the rope back in the bag. Just no funny business, and walk forward.
All right. I'm a good knot tire, you know. I used to sail a boat. If you want me to walk you through it, I can, but regardless, this is your arrest.
And we're gonna clock wipe for like what 30 minutes that you go through teaching him how to tie knots and how to properly like bind someone's hand behind their hands behind their back. And Gaitriar fights it the whole entire time, and he does not want to get tied up because it's gonna crease his outfit. But eventually he gets both of you guys tied up after some rigorous teaching from you. And now he pretty much is now able to pilot you guys. Don't move your character. I'm gonna move your character
Oh yeah, you're gonna
because
move
you're
it.
you're bound. You're bound. You can't just be moving. He's gonna bring you guys all the way through here to this next room. Okay. Gonna move the camera here. Zing. Move my camera. Okay. 1 second while I erase all of this. Boom.
Myers, you look familiar.
Yeah, he might be the same player token, but he's not the same guy.
Yeah, I think he was what's his bucket? A veteran. Who I still don't know what happened to him. Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you remember that guy?
I
Yeah.
remember that guy. But uh,
You remember that guy?
five.
Oh no.
You get one DM inspiration if you can tell me his name. I'll let you re-roll a
Ooh.
d20 if you can tell me his name.
Oh my heck.
And I have to look it up too.
Oh,
Eh,
Dentith.
Oh, no way. You actually got that is dented. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, the boom,
Yes.
you got an inspiration. Yeah, so whenever you want to, you can re-roll a d20. So okay. But now you are standing in front of kind of in a more organized kind of camp here. And this there's a guy kind of at a makeshift table in front of you. And he is reviewing these papers and kind of angrily, like every now and then kind of beating his hand on the table. He's like, there's supposed to be something here. My surveys say that there should be a gold vein here somewhere. I just can't seem to find this thing. And he kind of looks up and goes, Cork, who are these people and why are they bound? And Quark's like, you told me that I had to eradicate anything that came through the door. And Kmart's like, any goblins that came through, but these people are useless to me. What? And this dude looks like he's dressed up in some crazy suit. Like they're not minors. And Quark is like, sorry, I just grabbed them. Kmart's like, well, what do you guys want? What's going on?
So I'm going to the knot that I thought cork was a quick release knot. And so I am going to release my hands.
Quark's like, what the heck? And Kmart kind of like reaches for like a blade like on the table, like, hey, no funny business around here. With the Bloody Knuckle Gang,
Hey,
we'll mess you up.
no, no, I'm looking for a necromancer. That's who I'm looking for. I don't know if you guys have seen one just walking about. Or maybe not just a necromancer. Have you seen a high and mighty, snooty looking guy passing through with kind of a small army?
Small army. Uh, can't say that I have, but we just kind of got here. Look, I have some information, and he then kind of like kind of neats up his papers and puts them down nicely. Because I have some information for you, but I just need you to settle a little dispute first.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
So, we are the Bloody Knuckle Guild, straight from Scumdotova. We heard that there was a new cave in town. We decided that we'd ship some of our supplies over here and get the jump on it, per se, and kind of mine a little bit of the Dotova way. Um, we came across a secondary, lesser, not known guild who is also in the same cave trying to find trying to get rich quick. They obviously haven't been in the game for very long, but we had some sort of deal where we'd split this cave area in half. We had a way of negotiating the larger half, but it doesn't seem like there's anything in this larger half. And frankly, I'd be amiss if I didn't check the other half as well. is there a way that you could maybe displace the other mining guild from their area to let my boys look around?
Hmm, hard part. No, but we do have something that might pique your interest, depending on how useful this information is that you say you have.
And he kind of looks and he goes, "Go ahead. What's going on?"
Gacher, take the suitcase out. Take it out.
Oh, shoot. And Gachira opens up his bag of holding and pulls out the locked briefcase um that says, what does it say? Rafton Williams, fine jewelry. I'm trying to pull up the here. And he kind of like just presents it a little bit. And the Bloody Knuckle gang kind of looks and goes, "Oh, that? What's in there?"
Well, only what's the name on it again?
Raft and William. I'm pulling up the information now. Give me just one second. Oh
Okay,
no,
I'm gonna
it's
lie through my teeth right now.
oh yeah.
So,
Roll a deception check.
so Rafton William, did you say?
Raft, it's waft and or waft and Rilius's.
Really is. So Wafton really is. They are the pinnacle of success. They are well-known adventurers. I'm surprised that you guys haven't heard of them at all. Um,
Patriarch like tries to keep in like a laugh and kind of like has to stifle it a little bit, and he starts like looking around and like, we're talking about the same Raft and Willius, right?
but they have been known to be some of the greatest dungeon delvers this land has ever seen. So I could only imagine what is in this briefcase. They have combat they have gone against dragons and taken their hordes. They have slaughtered millions. They have pillaged.
And this Kmar like starts like leaning in a little bit. He goes, "Oh, tell more, tell more."
They have pillaged uh, lands upon lands. They are the most well-known adventurers in all of Faerun. It is said that Levi the Bard has has um, found his success to them. He has thanked them for all of his success. And if you remember Lively the Bard, he is uh, the new hottest R&B singer of all favorite.
Oh,
Um,
geez.
but we just happened to stumble upon this, and I think this in itself is worth more than anything here in this cave. And now I will do a deception check. Let's see.
After doing all that talk, let's see. Let's see if you
Yes.
can back it up.
All right, I'm re-rolling. That was a nat one.
Reroll there because your DM
I don't
inspiration.
know. I don't know if it's worth to do it that on that one. I really wanted to save it. Okay. Okay. That's a 19.
19. And he kind of sits there and he goes, "Oh, interesting. You'll trade this for the information I have?"
Yeah. Dependent on how useful it is to me.
He kind of sits there and goes, "Look, I know stolen goods when I know when I smell them, and you two look like honorable thieves here, so I know you didn't just stumble upon this, but I'm willing to look past that just because, we're two thieves of the same guild here. Uh, but go ahead and let me inspect the case a little bit." And Gator kind of walks over and like clunks the briefcase down. And Kmart kind of looks at it and goes, like, starts like kind of inspecting it very, very closely, like rubbing some of the dust off of it, inspecting all bits, and go, "Huh, okay." And with a quick kind of flip of his hands, he pulls out some kind of like what would be like a switchblade, kind of like pops it open and like sticks it into the little crack and pops open the rusty lock, like locks and everything, and like unlocks the case and opens it up. And inside the case are, well, what did I write here? 7 jeweled bracelets that are just kind of in like a little like felt display case. And he begins to kind of grin and goes, "Oh, enchanted bracelets. Interesting." And he kind of sits back and goes, The information I have is that the necromancer is somewhere in this cave.
That's not good enough. And then I'm going to chuck a stone at his face. All right.
Oh, goodness. Um,
Or
nice.
well, I said it.
Yeah, don't walk it back now. Roll to attack.
That's an 18.
18
Wait, that's a 19.
and 19. It decks him
Yeah.
straight in the face. The rock hits him in the nose, and he like kind of tumbles back in his chair. And he starts holding. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Look, I have more. You didn't let me finish my sentence. He's somewhere in this cave, and
I
we
left a
heard
really good pause.
some noises. That away. And he points over to this little cave right here. Is that gonna show through? My computer just started lagging. There we go. Up to the cave up north. Because it sounds like something's dying in there, and we just it could be something that's useful to you. But geez, you didn't have to get my nose. And there's like blood kind of trickling down from both nostrils now.
I think that is worth 2 bracelets.
And he
You
goes,
got
yeah, he kind of
anything
he starts kind of getting up. He's like, do I get to pick the two bracelets?
else? Sure.
He begins to kind of look around, like like a little like giddy expression, kind of like going back over his face. He begins to kind of like look at the different ones. This one's like red. It must be like fire or something. This one kind of like a grayish. And he kind of and Myers now is like coming over, and he's like, oh, kind of like just like looking through. And he goes, and Kmart kind of looks over the briefcase kind of top part that's pulled up. He goes, you know, you're a real jerk for that. I hope you know that. But like, I'm still gonna take one of your bracelets. And he tries like looking at everything. And Gachar is like rubbing his temples, and he's like, do we really have to deal with this much idiocy in one cave?
Well, you can't really expect much from a thieving guild.
Um, and Kmart decides on two different bracelets, a reddish kind of amber hued, encrusted with kind of like amberish diamonds, and then another one that's kind of a dark green. He kind of looks at these and goes, "These should provide me enough power to take down those goblins. But if you're gonna take the rest, you can have the rest. But you know, you wouldn't be getting the rest of the information I have.
Is he being oh, if only I had detect thoughts. Um,
You wouldn't get much. Let's just be real."
let's see. Well, that's too bad because I was willing to give all these bracelets to some really good information, but it just seems like you're just not adequate enough. I'm gonna go ahead and see what those if those goblins know more, and maybe they can have the rest of these bracelets. I'm gonna turn and walk, try to walk away.
You can say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 wait, wait, wait. Let's not take this to the goblins. Last thing I want is them to have some enchanted metal. But perhaps we can make a deal. How about I pay for the rest of them?"
I just don't know how useful you are to me. So
And he kind of sits there and he stands up and grabs one of his swords and kind of off the table and he goes, I'm gonna be a lot more useful than you in a second. You'll be a dead man.
I'm gonna um I'm gonna start like using, my casting one of like the frostbite with my
Yeah,
hands, and then with the glow of, it starts whipping around
I get you. Yeah,
the air
the
around
wind kind of
me, and
starts
like
moving around.
yeah, and my eyes go super bright blue, and like um yeah,
He's
there's
got
just that glow, and I'm to intimidate him, and
okay.
I'm like, you really don't know who you're messing with right now.
Roll an intimidation check with advantage.
Okay. It's a 19.
19. Dang, that's pretty good. Um, and he goes and he kind of like backs away a little bit and kind of puts the sword down. He's like, "Look, frankly, I'm in the information game as well. And tell me, do those goblins know anything?" He's backtracking his aggressive stance now, and he kind of pushed the case kind of across the table. He's like, do those goblins know anything? They sitting on anything over there?
Can't really say.
Hmm. And
I was just in passing.
he kind of sits there and goes, well, you may be little fancy tricks here, a little bit of whatever it is. I've seen prestidigitation before. You probably ain't all that. But I'm gonna say, how about you pay me? I'll take the rest of these bracelets and I'll let you have safe travel. And at this point, you see kind of two dudes kind of step out of the cave here and kind of form like a little barricade. He goes, if you want to keep on traveling and fighting your little necromancer friend, I'm gonna have to take these other bracelets from you.
I'm gonna cast lightning lure the at the suitcase.
The suitcase. Okay. Um,
Get them back.
okay. Yeah, I'll let you just have that. So you just lightning
Okay.
lure the freaking kind of lightning like wraps around the case,
Mhm.
kind of closes it, and whips it right back in your hand. Go ahead.
And and I'm like, well, good thing there's another way to go. And I'm gonna try to walk this way.
And Cork kind of immediately tries to like kind of cut you off, but like kind of like stumbles along the way, like trying to like he really lost his footing there. And Kmar's like, no, 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 let him walk. They can find out what's that way. No, I don't mind.
Mm, okay. Well, I don't listen to thieves, so we're gonna
Talking over your shoulder to them. Like, oh yeah, you better leave me alone then. Okay. I'm going to uncover the next room here. All right. Here.
Can I actually walk can I walk back where I came from?
You want to walk back where you came from? Oh, so you don't want to go
Yeah.
down here? Okay. All right. Whatever, whatever. Well, don't look at that room then. Just kidding. But you're gonna walk back to the goblins.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to sit back to the goblins here. Um, they've kind of they're walking around here. Boom, and then let me grab. I gotta move everyone around. 1 second.
And me too. I'm like
All the way over there.
switching
Zoom.
between pan and select.
Yeah. If you press spacebar, you automatically press the
What? Oh, what? I
boom.
guess you can learn.
You're back in the room with the goblins.
All right. Like,
And
hey
and when
guys.
Dirjo kind of walks you back and he goes, "Oh, so what's the news? What do they say?"
Well, they're really kind of dickheads. They're real jerks, I'll say that.
And they
Um,
all kind of nod, like, "Yeah, yeah."
they're wanting they're wanting me to rat you guys out, that you guys found a bunch of gold, a huge gold mine. Of course I
And
said
Ragtag
no.
kind of says, goes, "And they wouldn't know that we didn't have any gold if liability here didn't tell anyone." And liability's like, "I didn't know that was a secret." Like, continue.
Oh, you're a real liability. Um,
That's what they always call me.
so I was wondering, I'm gonna show them. I have this briefcase of some magical metals, and all of them could be yours if you help me take them out.
And Durger kind of starts lurking, and he goes, "Interesting. And you'd help us?"
Yeah, and they have the whole other side of the mine to themselves.
That is
So who
true.
knows what they have over there?
Sure they're I'm sure they're drowning in precious ores and metals. We we could be persuaded. I believe that we could cut a deal. So you help us out as we just get the bracelets and you get nothing else?
Yeah, I just need to make it to, like I said, material items aren't my thing right now. Unless you guys have wouldn't have happened to see in your dealings this anchor looking thing that's kind of ominous, maybe radiating in power by chance.
Radiating power. I'm sorry, that didn't really come to mind or anything. We really haven't been any further deeper. We were trying to get onto the other side, and that's when it's really unfair. We flipped a coin. We wanted the other side, but once they saw that we got what we wanted, they just bullied us over here in the smaller bit. But you know what? The Goblin Go-Tos, they aren't just gonna sit down and let this happen. We're gonna fight back. So we haven't seen any anchor, but we're more than welcome to we're more than welcome to help you out and put some hurt on some bloody knuckles.
Yeah, let's make their knuckles bloody.
And Bugbear in the back goes, wouldn't that imply that they're beating us?
Mm, we'll think of it. We'll think of a new.
And
We'll figure it out.
the goblins kind of come together and like, you know what, Goblin Go-Tos, we got this. And they kind of like chanting a little bit. And one of them goes, I'm so glad we picked the Goblin Go-Tos. It's so nice to have a guild name that rhymes. And they're all like, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, you know what? All good guild names rhyme. And they kind of, and they're like, whoa, go, Goblin Go-Tos. And they begin to kind of like grab some of like their weapons and their armor and everything, and um they start getting ready. And they're like, okay, well, when do we strike?
Mm, mm, now we
Now?
strike now.
And Durga's like, yeah, we strike now. And they all start kind of like chanting everything, and they all start to run down into this next room here. And that is where we're gonna end for today's session. You've just convinced a band of goblins to fight on your behalf against the Bloody Knuckle Guild. But yeah,
Mm.
I mean, hell yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way. Um, and that's where we're gonna end. Yeah. So,
Nice.
um, let's see here. To anyone that's still watching, thank you so much for watching here. I really appreciate it. We love what we're doing here, and if you want to watch all of our other episodes to get caught up on why we're sitting in the cave here, you're more than welcome to check out our YouTube channel to watch all the episodes, most episodes, and we
Yeah.
will, and it'll be a fun time. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to tune in next time. Monday we go live, Friday the recorded videos get posted, and we'll see you on other platforms.